My dear friends, most people believe that respect is something you must earn through effort, explanation, or endurance. They think it comes from speaking louder, repeatedly proving themselves, or tolerating behavior they secretly resent. Nothing could be further from the truth. Others do not grant respect. They reflect it. And the world, you see, is an extraordinary mirror. When people feel compelled to raise their voice, justify their position, or harden their posture, it is usually because they are trying to convince themselves of something they have not yet accepted. Now, let us be very clear. Inner authority does not shout, it does not rush, and it does not plead. Proper authority is calm, it is settled, it is already decided. Have you noticed how some people enter a room and nothing about them is loud, yet everyone becomes slightly more attentive? They do not announce themselves. They do not dominate the conversation. They simply arrive as though they belong exactly where they are. That is not personality. That is the posture of consciousness. Life responds to inner conviction in the same way water responds to gravity. There is no argument. There is no resistance. It simply moves. Many people attempt to command respect by correcting others, by insisting on being heard, or by explaining themselves endlessly. But explanation, when unnecessary, is a subtle confession of doubt. And doubt, spoken or unspoken, is always heard by the subconscious. The law is simple. What you feel to be true about yourself is what others are instructed to believe. You are never treated according to what you want. You are treated according to what you expect. This is why those who attempt to demand respect often receive the least of it, while those who quietly assume it seem to attract it effortlessly. The universe does not respond to effort. It responds to alignment, and alignment begins within. Now let us speak of words, because words are never idle. They are living messengers. Many people say the correct words, but carry the wrong feeling. Others speak confidently, but inwardly brace for resistance. The outer language may sound firm, yet the inner posture whispers uncertainty. Life listens to the whisper. Your spoken word is powerful only when it is supported by inner agreement. A command spoken without emotional force, but backed by certainty, will always outweigh a declaration shouted with tension. This is why shouting weakens authority rather than strengthens it. When you raise your voice, you are not amplifying power. You are compensating for its absence. Inner authority is the knowing that no defense is required. When you expect cooperation, people cooperate. When you expect respect, people adjust. When you expect resistance, resistance obliges. And this expectation is not something you think loudly. It is something you carry quietly. Let me say something that may amuse you. The most commanding phrase in the English language is not long at all. It is simply, I expect, not spoken aloud necessarily, but felt. I expect to be treated with courtesy. I expect harmony in this situation. I expect this to work in my favor. Expectation is the silent director of behavior. People unconsciously respond to those who have made an inward decision. They feel it, they sense it, and they adjust without knowing why. Have you ever noticed how someone who is perfectly calm can stop an argument simply by remaining unmoved? That is not passivity, that is power without friction. Resistance feeds resistance. Calm dissolves it. Now, energetic posture is not something you practice in front of a mirror. It is not stiff shoulders or stern expressions. Quite the opposite. It is relaxation paired with certainty. When you are relaxed, you signal safety. When you are certain, you signal authority. This combination is irresistible. Life does not respond to effortful strength. It responds to settled strength. And once you understand this, you no longer need to raise your voice. The room listens before you speak. Now let us come to the practical application, because truth must be lived, not merely admired. To command respect, you must first withdraw your consent from disrespect. This does not require confrontation. It requires clarity. You do not argue with what you no longer accept. Many people unknowingly train others how to treat them by tolerating what they secretly resent, only to attempt to correct it later. Life does not respond well to mixed instructions. Your inner stance must be clean. When you decide, calmly and without drama, that certain behaviors no longer belong in your experience, the outer world reorganizes to reflect that decision. Fewer explanations are needed. Conversations become shorter. People listen the first time. This is not because you became intimidating, it is because you became congruent. Now, here's the gentle humor of it all. Most people believe they must work very hard to be respected, when in truth, they must simply stop working against themselves. The moment you stop over-explaining, life explains itself to you. The moment you stop defending, life defends you. The moment you stop pushing, life opens doors. Inner authority is not about control. It is about permission. You permit yourself to be treated well. And because life is obedient, it follows your lead. I invite you now to practice a simple inner declaration, not loudly, not emotionally, just quietly, with certainty. You can write it in the comments if you wish. I move through life with calm authority, and life responds with respect. Say it gently. Say it without strain. Say it as though it has always been true, because in truth, it has. And remember this, my friend. The loudest voice in any room is rarely the strongest. The calmest presence usually is. If this video resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Thank you for watching.